Srimati Supriya Sule.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I would like to begin my speech by quoting the father of the nation, Sri Mahatma Gandhi, which did the value of truth. And with his conviction is, I quote him, sir, that it was not impossible to practice law without compromising truth. With a cautionary note, even truthfulness in the practice of profession cannot cure it of the fundamental defect that vitiates. So law and order, as we are all aware, is a state subject. And the state that I come from is a very peace-loving state. I respect what Mehtabji said, but normally the state where I come from, laws are not used against opponents politically. That's the culture that we come from. And I hope we all live like that, because politics is about ideological differences, not about personal decisions. But from what you read or what's happening, or most of my colleagues have spoken before me, what really worries about this criminal procedure identification bill, I'm not completely against it. Let me put it on the record. हमारा राज्य इसके खिलाफ नहीं है, लेकिन we have concerns. Let me raise. Carte blanche, I can't say, अरे बहुत अच्छा bill है, we support it 100%. The answer is no. We have concerns of it. The concerns are, sir, which earlier, so I'll say that in a very small trait, that the concerns are this violates Article 20, Part 3 of the Constitution of India. The concerns are it violates the Article 21 of the Constitution of India. It violates the right to be forgotten and the violation of right of prisoners. These are the serious concerns which the Honourable Minister the Home Minister in his beginning of his speech mentioned that he will definitely clarify. So these are my pointed questions, that if these are the concerns raised, if he could kindly clarify them. The other concern is, sir, that the present bill is in the dictum that is laid down by the Honourable Supreme Court, sir, in a case Selvi versus State of Karnataka. Sir, now this has already been objected by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is not even a mile away, sir. I hope we don't make some legislation which in a few days is struck by the Honourable Supreme Court. So I think let's make legislation. I'm not taking away from the intention of this government. I'm sure that the intention is very, very good. And even from the state where I come from, we are completely open to doing these identification tests. We support it. But how far we want to go is the question we need to ask ourselves. Sir, the other point which most people have made is about the data protection law. I totally agree. We have put the horse before the cart. So unless we get the data protection law, which all my earlier speakers have said, I am not going to talk about it, but this is something I'd like to raise. Then, again, detainees. Now, you're presuming, sir, that people are guilty. And I want to put this on record, sir. There are two laws like this which we have brought in. I mean, Mawa Moitra ji spoke about UAPA, she had serious concerns, but I would like to bring in a law of the PMLA. That was a law, we were a part of that government. And I still remember the BJP was in the opposition and Mr. Dubey is sitting here today. I would like to remind this whole House about the speech that he made, that you're bringing in PMLA as a law, it's a draconian law, do not do it, it can be misused. And sir, unfortunately, I hate to say this, but with full humility, I say today PMLA is a law which is misused in this country. Innocent people, I'm not saying guilty must be punished, but according to the Constitution, everybody is innocent till he's proven guilty. So to arrest somebody without having even finished the entire inquiry, is that a fair law, sir? I just hope that all this data is not misused just because this is my personal opinion, that PMLA is something we should have thought it through so that it's never misused. And that exactly takes back to the thought of what the father of this nation, Mahatma Gandhi, said. Put yourself at the other side when you make the law, because you are never going to always be here. And good legislation is when it's fair, equal and just and within the purview of the Constitution. So I would like the Honourable Home Minister to think of all this and think of, narco analysis, brain mapping. Sir, we all know, you've been in power in the center, in the state. Brain mapping and narco analysis are not necessarily good acts. It's not necessarily, it's always the truth comes out. You will be saving all such data. You will be misusing such data. I'm not saying just this government. Any government in the country can misuse this. There are selective leaks in this country, sir. Media sometimes knows more about inquiries than we do. How does these things, so if these can leak without having so much information, can you imagine, sir, with this kind of data available, and the leaks that happened, and with no data protection law, what can it be? it will be completely crazy, sir, in this country. People will misuse it all the time. So I'm not against what they are trying to do. Let me put it on record. But we have to draw a line. Like Mehtabji said, is absolutely true, that where are we going to draw the line of who and how? Otherwise, they're from a terrorist to a petty thief who has probably robbed 100 rupees from your wallet. You're going to use the same law for both of them. You're going to again fingerprint it, and do we have the labs and the technicians to do it in the first place? So I think this entire government should think about what they are, and there are two small stories I'd like to share. Sir, I come from a state where police do exceptionally good work, and the relationship between citizens and police is not about fear, it's about love and respect. उस वर्दी का हमको अभिमान है, हमको हमेशा लगता है कि जैसी तुम्हारी फैमिली है उसका एक्सटेंशन हमारी पुलिस है महाराष्ट्र की. And I would like to put it on record, 2-3 very good success stories without any such lab. I would like to bring Ankit Goyal and Somay Munde. These are our officers in Gadchiroli, sir. They went into this Naxal area. It's an area called Martin Tola. Over there, they are both SPs and additional SP in Gadchiroli. They killed 26 Naxals, sir. It helped Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and these two young officers with young families, young children. What outstanding work. We have worked together with this government. I would like, this is on 12th of November in 21, this Naxal area where in aspirational districts, even the Home Ministry gives us funding to improve. So what more can we do for each other is what we should be discussing, sir. There's another case, Nirbhaya Fund, जो केंद्र सरकार हर राज्य को देती है. How well we have used it, sir. I say this with lot of pride in my heart that the Maharashtra police, especially in Mumbai, Nasik and Pune, we have started a Nirbhaya squad. In this Nirbhaya squad, it's a surveillance squad, which the response time is about 10 minutes. And within half an hour, she gets help, she's taken to a police station, and there are 200 officers and 800 lady constables. And we have counseling for them, we have covered beggars, children, and all the vulnerable people in all these, whether it's women, whether it's children, whoever needs help in the Nirbhaya Fund, we have walked an extra mile, and it's a great success story. This is what we want to discuss and expect the Home Ministry to work with us. So there's another story of Tejasvi Satputhe, one of our women leaders who is an SP in Solapur, sir. Illicit liquor, which is such a big challenge. And in Solapur, she did something called Operation Parivartan. Sir, all these women over there and men, families who were involved in illicit liquor for years, उनका पूरा परिवर्तन कर दिया है. She used the entire infrastructure, she gave them guidance, she gave them loans, she used the skill development machinery, and all these people who would be booked as criminals before, just by a good social impact and an economic impact, the story has changed. So you don't necessarily need acts all the time, sir. So why are we putting this fear in people by bringing in so much legislation? Legislation is here to serve the people. Government is here to give good law order and protection to these people, not put fear of God in people. So I would like to ask this government just two pointed questions. These are few success stories without much legislation where the police and the state have absolutely delivered superior results in my state. So why can't we expand on these instead of bringing more micromanaging into people's lives without any protection of data for them? Sir, I would like to ask why, Teni ji, आप यहाँ हैं, आप उस दिन बिल ला रहे थे, उस दिन आपने कहा था कि ये बिल का पर्पस मॉडर्नाइजेशन ऑफ क्रिमिनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन और कन्विक्शन बढ़ाने के लिए किया है आपने, और दूसरा आप कहा जो बॉटल नेक्स कन्विक्शन में आते हैं उसमें इससे सुधार होगा. तो जस्ट डेटा बढ़ाने से conviction कैसे बढ़ेगा? How did you come to this conclusion, or how did the department come to the conclusion that just by bringing in more data, how are we going to solve the cases? Anyway, he's identified or she is identified. And how will women be protected, sir? There are young children. There are women with this kind of micromanaging of their data, taking their DNA samples, doing their brain mapping, narcos testing. Sir, how can you help and how will you give the confidence to these people? सब डर जाएंगे जितना ज़्यादा लेजिस्लेशन हम लोग होम मिनिस्ट्री में आते हैं, लोगों को डराने, पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट लोगों को डराने के लिए, लोगों को सपोर्ट करने के लिए. हमेशा हमारे यहाँ कहते हैं कि जब पुलिस स्टेशन में एक औरत जाती है उसको लगना चाहिए उसका मैका है यहाँ. जब डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस की केस आती है उसको लगना चाहिए कि मुझे अगर कहीं न्याय मिलेगा तो मुझे पुलिस देगी. तो इस हिसाब से जब आप इतना सब मैपिंग करोगे, उनको डराओगे, उनका डीएनए करोगे, इतना सारा जब करोगे तो लोग भय से थोड़े डर जाएंगे पुलिस से. वर्दी का हमने प्यार करना चाहिए, उसका सम्मान करना चाहिए, उससे डरना नहीं चाहिए. थैंक यू.
Honorable member, you are having another member to speak in your party. So